Welcome.
Welcome. It has been officially, as of a couple days ago,
Friday.
our 1 year in Ecuador. So, myself a little round of applause there. So today, we just want to talk about the past year. You know, the good, the bad, the things we've done, things still yet to come, but basically how we've adapted to living in a new country. To start, last year, March 31st, we flew into Guayaquil. It was our second time in Guayaquil. So we knew what we were getting into when we got to Guayaquil. When we first got here, we had to get our cedulas in Guayaquil. So we stayed there in an Airbnb on the Malecon for 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Because when we got here, we were not aware, or were you aware that we had to have insurance, private insurance, to get the cedula?
Yeah, you had to have the private insurance first to be able to get your cedula. And you had to have your cedula to be able to get IESS, your big monitor. Oh, okay, so the monitor, it's not a 28-inch. Okay, so there's different rules depending on if it's a monitor versus if it's a television. Now, that being said, the average person just looking at something in your suitcase couldn't tell you if it's a TV or a monitor, unless they're looking at the connections on the back and all this other stuff, and see if it has a remote.
They're not going to go through all
that. They're not going to go through all that. So I probably could have came with something bigger. But that being said, I want to say computer monitors maxes out at, it was either 24 or 28 inches. Mm-hmm. And TVs, I think, were 32. So it was just a regular suitcase that I packed my monitor that I bought from Best Buy. I think I took it out of the box and kind of left some of the styrofoam and packed some stuff around it to make sure it was safe. So didn't need a big suitcase. TV, and that was after we came initially. That was when we went back to the States, mm-hmm. and then came back because I needed a monitor. I bought a TV after we got here.
How's the scooter running? Problems, traffic? Well, that would be his question because I don't drive.
So the scooter actually is really clutch, honestly. We don't do a lot of just, traveling on it, but it's one of those things that when you have it, you're going to do something that could require a short ride, but a hot walk. And that scooter is really clutch. just for like an example, like today I went to go get a couple sticks that I needed for my plants. And walking, it was really hot today. So like walking, I would have been dripping sweat and whatnot by the time I got down there and back. It was only a few blocks. I was like, oh, let me go get on the scooter and do this. Perfect for that little situation.
Yeah, for a quick run.
Yeah, just any kind of quick run. So we love it. It runs great. Hasn't given us any problems yet. Traffic, we don't deal with a lot of traffic because we're not on like really busy streets on the scooter.
No.
Even when we went to like Supermaxi, we took the back roads. So it wasn't too bad. The one time I was on the main road was the first day I got it, and I didn't have a choice because I had to bring it back. So yeah, that was a little
that was adventurous.
Yeah, she wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so I was just like eating sand, and I didn't have a helmet.
Because he have a helmet.
Yeah, and there was like buses going by, and people on other scooters was flying by. I could definitely have went faster, but I was like, okay, I just need to get back home. And park this thing.
Yes.
Anyone here was planning on moving to Ecuador?
You fly into
either Quito or Guayaquil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna have to, if you want to get a cedula when you get here, then you're going to want to take care of that before you leave one of the major cities. So like if you're in Guayaquil or Quito, just take care of it while you're there. It's so much easier.
So what we've learned, we're talking about moving and whatnot. Since we've been here, we are aware of areas that flood. So that's been very positive. So if you decide to move here, it's best you rent mm-hmm. than buying it. Because buying unseen or, not seen, you don't know where you're going to wind up. You could be in a flooded area.
Yeah. It may look great. Here's the thing. It may look great in the pictures, but you gotta get here because some places look great in the pictures and they don't look as good when you see them in person. And there's other places that may not look as good in the pictures, but look a lot better in person. So you really got to take a look.
It's better for you to come and get a feel.
Get some suggestions for people who've been around, who are around here for like a decent Airbnb to rent while you're looking for an apartment.
Because they can tell you, you know, like our friend told us, you don't want to stay in this area, it floods. And so being here and because of the weather, then, you know, El Nino.
It was La Nina.
It was La Nina last year and it's El Nino this year.
The weather's a little bit different this year, honestly. Yes, we live in a furnished condo. It came with everything that we pretty much needed. We bought a few extra things.
Sheets and towels are some of the things you want to bring because the sheets and towels, comforters of bedding of nature is kind of on the more expensive side and not as a good quality.
See, what did we miss?
I mean, anything I need, I can find. Yeah, we can find.
The fact that we can't just come out and answer that question is is like kind of telling. There's not really a lot that
because in the States, you know, going to the store is convenient. We have it in several different stores, but doing that, I was just wasting money because I was just going to the store and just buying whatever, you know, I wanted.
Or buying something because it was on sale.
And I didn't
that you never use. Do we ever wish we had moved a container? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I can't emphasize that enough.
And that's just for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For someone else, it may be fine, but for us, you know, we just sold everything that we realized how much stuff we just didn't need.
And I could say for those who say have purchased a condo or house, then I guess a container would be more convenient for them because they don't have to rebuy all of that stuff. But because we were just coming with
rent, we were planning on renting for like 1 to 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense for us to bring a container. New flight Latam goes to Cuenca. Yeah, I heard about that. That's actually pretty awesome. And we don't know how solid it is, but that they may be opening up the airport here eventually in Salinas for like local flights. How do you feel about Ecuador allowing civilians to carry guns? I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things. Just from my personal background in the military and then working in like law enforcement for years, it's not really the solution. But I can see why people would want it. I get it. So like I'm kind of indifferent about it, honestly. Stephanie, yes. Stephanie helped us a ton, and she continues to help us. She's been excellent. One of the best resources that we could possibly ask for in every respect. Stephanie, if you're watching this now, if you watch this later, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We owe her many lunches. We are by car 4 hours from Manta. So mileage-wise, I forgot exactly how far it is. It's not 4 like American hours far. It takes 4 hours for us to get from here to Manta, even though it's not quite that far. I know one thing that I tell people that ask, Ecuador might not be, your solution. Might not be the place for you. It just happened to work for us, but definitely don't be scared to try something different and venture out and, live life. Would you agree?
I would agree. And, within that year, the year we've been here, we got to see other parts of Ecuador. Mm-hmm. In our previous videos, we show where we went to Mendo, Otavalo, Cotacachi,
and Quito.
Yeah. And it's beautiful.
It really is.
Even if you don't plan on relocating in Ecuador, try to come and see it for yourself. It's a beautiful country. Yeah. Whether you're in Salinas, Manta, Cuenca, Quito, it's just a beautiful country.
Yeah, it really is. So we have, we'll talk about a future trip later, a little bit later, but we do plan on visiting other areas in Ecuador within the next year.
Hopefully we can get to the Galapagos.
Yeah, we definitely want to get to the Galapagos. Stay tuned for that. So like places, if you're wondering, like places like, we got to go back to Manta because we were only there a couple days the first time. So we're going to spend a lot more time in Manta. Places like Loja, maybe Baños. We need to get back to Cuenca.
And other places. He wants to go to the Amazon.
I definitely want to go to Amazon. I want to see a giant snake.
I won't be there. I don't know where I'll be, but I won't be there.
I had done some research before we came about cell phone plans and everything. We kind of made a mistake when we first got here, so you may want to do something different.
Oh,
but go ahead.
Where you going? No, don't
I was
start.
going to say about getting a SIM card.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
the
Well,
guy,
we didn't know.
Yeah, well, we didn't know. So like the guy that picked us up, he offered to help us get a SIM card. Well, to get the SIM card, you didn't need to have a cedula, or we didn't realize at the time, you could just use your passport. For the prepaid SIM, the thing is, we could have done it on our own with our passport. That being said, if you have someone else, it's called a buddy chip. So if you have someone else get a SIM card for you, you're free to use it all you want, especially the prepaid, I mean. But if you try to log in to like Claro, which is one I use, it's going to have that person's name up there. It doesn't really affect them because it's a prepaid card, but just know that if you try to change anything, that person has to do it.
Yeah.
Which is the problem I ran into. I had an issue with my when I was trying to re-up my cell phone plan. Refill. And I said, well, look, listen, can I just transfer it to my own? I have my own cedula and everything. And they said, no, well, that guy has to come in. I'm like, oh my goodness, he lives in Guayaquil. So anyway, I just
long story short,
got my own cell phone plan.
Yeah.
And I did it that way. So yeah, make sure you have an unlocked phone, and you can get your SIM card as soon as you get to land in Ecuador. You can get it at the airport. So yeah, cell phones really inexpensive, really cool.
So since he's talking about cell phones, paying bills, you will pay if you're renting or buying. You can pay your utility bills at the bank. There is an electric company that you go in and pay, or a water company.
Yeah. Well, there is, but you just don't have to go in and pay. Like,
Right.
it doesn't
You
work
just
like
go
that.
to, well, here in the condo we're living in, we pay our water and gas with the admin downstairs.
Yeah.
The electric, you pay at the bank. If the person, your landlord may give you the bill and you can take it to the bank and pay, or you just take the account number and they'll tell you how much it is and you can pay it that way. They have changed because we pay at the Bank of Guayaquil. You cannot pay the bill in full. You can only pay $75 or less. If it's $75.50, you can only pay $75. You have to come back and pay the 50 cents.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
an inconvenience,
Yeah.
but
that we only had to do that once. So the electricity, depending on where you live and how much you run it, it can vary. But typically for us, it was like less than $30. Okay. Do you use WhatsApp with family well, yeah, WhatsApp is like the main source of communication in Ecuador. Pretty much everyone uses WhatsApp, and it's free. It also doesn't count against your data. That's going to be your main source of communication.
To answer your question, yes, my relatives have WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's easier. Now, for as some calls, I do use Google Voice because WhatsApp, sometimes the connection is kind of bad. I'll use Google Voice, and I will use Messenger if need be.
Yeah, if you're in the States, I'm not sure about Canada, but if you're in the States, make sure you set up a Google Voice account before you leave the States. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it. But the Google Voice, you can just get a local phone number in the United States, and that's the number I use to contact, places in the U.S. that I need to talk to. Oh, okay. Let's talk about food. How we've changed our eating habits from when we got here. Food. So when we got here, we ate like crazy. Like we were going out to eat. It's not because we didn't like cooking. We always like cooking, but we wanted to just try as many different things as we could, and we learned a lot. We didn't get sick, luckily, from food or anything, but we learned a lot. And then we got to the point where, like a couple months in, we were like, okay, especially after we moved to this place, we're like, okay.
I think more so we went to the market.
Yeah.
And tried the fruit, and the fruit is so fresh. And then we went to Super Maxi because we needed to get some food put in the condo anyway. Yeah,
and then we just started kind of eating at home more. Not to say that we don't eat out, we still do, but we just really cook a lot. It saves a ton of money, and that even though the food here is pretty inexpensive, it still saves a ton of money to just cook.
Well, you also want to cut back on carbs.
There's a lot of carbs.
It's carb heavy, and I like vegetables, so I try to have more vegetables here.
Yeah.
You know, whereas some people don't like vegetables, we will have carb and meat. What is it? Meat and potatoes.
Are you trying to say
meat
that I
and
don't
rice.
like? I love vegetables. What are you talking about? I love vegetables.
Mixed vegetables don't count.
Yeah. Vegetables. It's not me.
Mixed vegetables don't count.
It does. Since coming here, we started out trying to eat everything, and then we got a taste of everything pretty much now. So yeah, we're pretty satisfied with just eating at home a lot.
Taxi, bus, well, that's a necessity now. We have the scooter. So for shorter rides, we ride the scooter, but we still take taxi and the bus. The bus is only 35 cents. It goes pretty much in a loop. So you just need to know which bus line you want to get on to go where.
Yeah.
And a lot of them kind of would bypass one another or go in the same direction.
For months, we didn't ride the bus at all.
No.
And I don't know why. We just didn't.
The taxi, you could just tell, where to go. We didn't want to just jump on the bus and just be adventurous.
Yeah, because we didn't really know where they were going.
Yeah.
But once we found out, there's one that we just use a lot. So it just makes things so much easier, so much less expensive. Taxi ride's going to be like $2 or $3 for most of the places that we go. Bus, like you said, is 35 cents. So can't beat that. And then the scooter, that's just another one.
Just plug it up and go.
Yeah. How often you work out in boxing or work out in general? So at least 5 days out of the week, I work out either boxing or the weight room or both. It depends on how I feel that day.
8 times a week.
It depends on how I feel that day. So several days a week, I will go to boxing and in the morning and lift weights in the afternoon or vice versa.
So I was going to boxing, but I was having more issues with my health. So I haven't gone, but I go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. I'm going to be pushing myself a little bit more to go every day because I want to get down in my weight.
There's not as many fried foods as you might think, honestly.
They fry fish. It's usually like sauteed. Like if you get pork chop or you get chicken, it's grilled or it's either like pan seared.
Yeah.
It's not fried.
Yeah, like you think about it,
no.
Yeah, there's not that much fried food. King Tide comes like yearly here, as far as I can tell from what I look, it's yearly. But it's like an astronomical thing that happens, and it raises the tides a lot, and it brings these crazy, harsh, high waves. Ordinarily out here, it's pretty calm most of the time, like perfect kayak water. But the king tide will come in, and it was
pretty rough.
Washing sand up in the road, smashing on people's houses.
Kind of raised.
Yeah, raised up the water, and
it was close to like where the pier was when you walk on the pier.
Yeah, it was like touching it. Yeah.
Yeah. New Year's Eve was pretty cool.
Yeah, for us.
Seeing that for the first time.
Yeah. They closed off the Malecon where we live, and the people were out, just kind of have a party and having a good time. Yeah, once the clock struck midnight, everybody, they lit up a bunch of bonfires down the Malecon, and you got to throw your little figurines. I forgot what they're called, I'm sorry. But you got to throw them into the fire, and it was just a good time. Then we went right back to our apartment and enjoyed the fireworks from the balcony. It was pretty cool. So any tidal waves after the earthquake? Okay, so let's talk about the earthquake. It was like a 6.8. It wasn't close to here, but it wasn't that far either. We definitely felt it. LaShawn, you can see the look on her face. You want to talk about that?
You go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, okay.
That was an experience. I would say that was a start. We did have one when we first moved here. It lasted a few seconds.
Yeah, it was small. Yeah.
It was small. It was.
Yeah.
But the latest one.
Yeah.
It lasted a little bit too long for me.
It was like 2 minutes. It was crazy.
And those 2 minutes felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting there and you're just moving like this, and you hear the doors. And of course, we have a little seagull. He had that on the video. It was flying. It was trying to take off. So I wish
not a real seagull.
No.
It was like a little thing that hangs
I wanted
over
to take off with him because I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
Blender.
That's one. Anything else?
Blender. Well, I would say a Ninja because it's a food processor. Blender, all of that.
Okay, so good quality blender. How about that?
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a Ninja, but good quality.
If I'd known, I would have brought my KitchenAid because
KitchenAid, the mixer.
The mixer.
Okay.
That joker was $600 or $700.
Like the same one she had in the States.
And it was a classic, not the Pro.
For me, it was my back massager that I got rid of before we left because finding one here was a pain. And I ended up having to get one brought to me anyway.
Yeah.
It was the same one I had, honestly. So yeah, that was maybe for me the only.
And my cast iron skillets, I still have them. Things that I could buy in the States that were convenient, like coconut oil. I found coconut oil probably like this big, maybe a 4 ounce, maybe 4 ounce or 5 ounce, and it was like $9.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because I feel like we could start our own coconut oil business. There's so many coconuts down here. I can't understand why coconut oil costs so much here. Yeah. Which I guess it just has to do with a manufacturing type thing. It's not manufactured here for whatever reason. I don't know. Yeah, like stuff like that is expensive and it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's rained maybe once or twice a week.
So far. Yeah, sometimes maybe more, but sometimes there's like drizzle and then sometimes it's like actual rain. So we've had a couple of those like actual rain days recently.
But it doesn't last long. So if you see,
usually,
you'll see the storm coming, and sometimes it doesn't even rain.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours later, you'll see it drizzle.
Yeah. So like we look like from our balcony, we can look towards Guayaquil, and you can actually kind of see like the storm coming this way. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it just doesn't even reach us. So you know, it is what it is. Crapshoot. Problem with language, or do you already speak? No, we do not speak very well, and yes, we do have a problem with it. I will definitely say this: we are 10 times better than we were when we first got here. That's not a high bar. Like we started really low.
Okay, so on a 1 to 10, we're at a 2.
Yeah.
So or maybe 2.5.
Yeah, we started at 0. We started at 0.1, and we're at 2 now. The language is a barrier, which is where our friend Stephanie really comes in handy to help us with some things. We are on the day-to-day a lot better than we were when we first got here. Yeah. You know, when we first got here, all we could do was order food. Now I can kind of, if someone calls me and starts speaking in Spanish, I can kind of keep up with what's going on. Then I tell them like, okay, English, you know, I think so like if I'm getting a delivery or something, or like the people downstairs might call up here, I can carry on that 5-second conversation like, oh, okay, I understand what he's saying. C, yes, you know.
And he's good at C, and it may not be C.
I might be saying C to the wrong thing sometimes. We're definitely a lot better. Like she studies more than I do, honestly, so she knows more words. Yeah, I know
more words. I can read it more so than speak it and understand it.
Yeah, I'm better at just kind of understanding what people are saying. So we just kind of work together. We're always together, so we just kind of work together.
And it's helpful.
Yeah, because I'll be saying like, yeah, this is what she said. And he's like, no, she didn't.
No, she did not say that.
Close enough. Salinas is a desert on the coast. It's like a desert climate and has something to do with like the currents and the ocean and all that. But it's basically brown most of the time. And like
one day we looked down, we were like, oh my God,
green. It was crazy.
It's so beautiful.
So yeah, there's lots of like grass and stuff now. It's weird. Our favorite foods in Ecuador. You said Synco de Chivo. That was one of my favorite when I first got here. If I didn't know what to order, I would get Synco de Chivo because I love it. That's one of the best dishes I've ever eaten. It's such an ordinary, like, easy dish, and it's so good. For me now, I would say my go-to is cazuela, like the seafood casserole, and some rice. I can't go wrong. Any restaurant that has it, I'll order it. It can't go wrong. So. What about you?
Okay, so when I first got here, it was chicken soup. Then it went to chupa de pescado, and now, as you saw in my video with my friend, crab claws. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she loves those crab claws. Oh, they're so amazing. You can't get those too often. No, I can't get those too often. It's a little on the expensive side, but it was definitely a treat. Yeah. It was so good. Yeah. But yeah, ceviche, love it. Love ceviche. Love ceviche. Really I don't like the red ceviche.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like it with like the tomato base. No. I don't really hate it. I just don't really care for it as much.
It's not a preference.
Yeah. I also really enjoy your content. Curious as to how much to fill your scooter with gas. Where are the gas prices per gallon?
So we do not own a gas scooter. Yeah. Our scooter is electric. Yep. The gas is similar to the. What is that?
That's the electric slide.
Oh. Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's an electric scooter. We wanted to get an electric scooter because we just didn't want to have to deal with buying gas, and we knew we weren't going to be going that far. So our electric scooter can go like 50 or 60 kilometers, which is
So it's
plenty.
like about 45, 50
It's
miles.
like 40 miles. Yeah, we're definitely not going that far on that scooter.
No, and not fast either.
A few miles is the furthest. You don't have to worry about filling it up. Gas prices here are, for whatever reason, like regular is really cheap, but then premium is really expensive.
It's like the prices in the States.
Yeah, it's
like,
I don't know. One other thing though, like here, and I can't really speak so much for like Guayaquil, but I know here in like Salinas, there aren't that many gas stations. No. It's not like the U.S. where you see gas stations everywhere. It's not the same here, and because I believe they're mostly like government run anyway. The distances really aren't that far. Like people fill up, and like you can ride on that fill up for a long time. If you're staying in like the Salinas area, in the like Santa Elena, chances are it's going to take you a while to burn that gas.
I wouldn't know, so I can't say.
I'm just saying because there's not that many gas stations, and like we never see a line. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not like people are piled up at the gas station to get gas. Yeah, no. There's almost never a line at the gas station.
It's usually empty. You may see 1 or 2 cars.
Yeah, 1 or 2 cars, a scooter, a motorcycle.
That's it.
Yeah, and a lot of people have scooters and motorcycles too, which like run
a lot of electric scooters.
There's a lot of electric scooters. So
yeah, we are. I try to relax way more than he does, but
I can't. It's hard for me to just sit still. The difference in our personalities, where we kind of like, I don't know, it kind of works out honestly. When she relaxes, like she relaxes. She doesn't want any noise. She just want to chill. She sits out on the balcony.
I sit on the balcony and look off in the distance, like whatever.
Playing some music, whatever.
Looking at my flowers, playing music. I'm zoned out. That's what I came here for. I zone out.
For me, relaxing is like
doing
all the stuff that I want to do.
Doing stuff. Like,
so, like editing videos, like, and she knows, like,
that's his thing.
Editing videos
that's how he relaxes.
It takes hours, and I'm teaching myself things all the time. So, like, when I'm teaching myself something, to her it seems like I'm working, but to me, like, I love it. So I don't know. That's just I relax different.
Yeah. So
I relax by
one
doing
spot,
stuff.
I've been in another spots, and that's great. We'll come together to watch a movie, eat, and cook, talk whatever. Every now and then I'm like, go back, and I go that way. So it works out well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Carnaval was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really even go outside. We just went out like kind of on the.
We went on the terrace.
On the terrace.
And that was it.
And looked. Didn't step foot on the street.
One, because here in Ecuador, how they do Carnival, they throw water on you, they foam you, you know, and it's all fun because you know that's what they do. So you need to anticipate that happening to you on the streets. You know, it got kind of bad when I saw people had huge 5-barrel water drums on the back of a truck, and they were taking pails of water throwing on people. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't want to go out there and start filming and then get like sprayed and splashed, and like I wasn't about to do all that. So yeah.
But they looked like they were having fun.
They like they were having fun.
You know, I don't know what happened after midnight.
Yeah, there was some issues apparently. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, people any situation, if you have a big situation where a lot of people are there and a lot of people are drinking, something stupid is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, I would say the easy bet is like start with Cuenca. As long as you can deal with the altitude and the cool weather. Honestly, cool. It's really not that cold to me personally. I know some people think it's really cold. Bring a sweater.
It can be cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know when we went to Cuenca, we had 3 seasons in a day.
Yeah.
So it was very cool in the morning. Then it got hot. The sun came out because I had on a jacket. Then you take the jacket off. And then it's nice.
We were on the bus and then went up the mountain. And it was nice. Like cool. She had to put the jacket back on.
So it fluctuates, but I think it's very doable. Keto is very nice, and I feel like it kind of display.
Yeah.
But it's more a metropolitan area.
I would say the reason I would just say Cuenca is because it's smaller than Quito, maybe a little bit safer, you know, and you know it's beautiful. It's up in the mountains, and there's a lot of scenery outside of Cuenca.
And not only that, in Cuenca there's a large expat community.
Yeah.
there. So I'm pretty sure you can run into someone who can, direct you.
And check a few Facebook
I
groups.
know they should have a Quaker Facebook group.
Yeah, check the Facebook group. But I would just say, yeah, if you're just starting out, like go there. You'll get a pretty decent feel of the country. Now
if you want to be on
the coast is different.
Yeah, the coast is totally different.
Cuenca is a good starting place. Cuenca has a lot, but Quito has a lot around to do.
We have a video showing you our trips around Quito when we went to Mendo, Otavalo, and Cotacachi.
Yeah, the altitude is something though.
The altitude. If you can't deal with altitude, I wouldn't stay as long.
Or, maybe stay long enough to get used to it.
Yeah, if I could do the altitude, I definitely think we would be either in Cuenca or maybe Quito, or on the outskirts of Quito.
Yeah, we really like Quito. I know, some parts of Quito, maybe there aren't places they want to be, but like the part of Quito that we experienced, it was really nice. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Could you live in Cotacachi? Maybe when we visited Cotacachi, it's a really small town.
Which is not bad.
It's not. No, it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a small town. I don't know. We probably have to spend more time there and actually like maybe stay there for a week or two and really get the feel of it, because we're not sure what it would be like when it's raining a lot. I think we just need more. We need more time.
Yeah. Our upcoming trip, we are going to Italy. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, we're going to Rome, Italy.
Wherever we can get to from there. Coming soon. So stay tuned to the channel. That's coming pretty soon, actually. We kind of can't wait.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't wait. Neither one of us actually been to Europe, so we kind of can't wait to go. So we did create a moving guide.
Relocation guide?
Yeah, relocation guide. Sorry. It's, fairly short guides, really just gets down to the basics, things you need to know if you want to move to Ecuador. And we do plan to maybe try to make some guides for other locations, other destinations. We got to get enough information, obviously. Along with that, if you're coming here, we created a quick tutorial on how to sign up for IESS health insurance after you get your cedula. Once again, thanks, Stephanie, for helping us with that process.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know how we would have did it. Well, actually, we probably could have done it, but we probably would have screwed it up.
No, I won't. There's no need to even try and just go with someone who knows.
Yeah. So if by chance you're interested in those things, we created a Patreon. If the link will be in the description. If you do sign up for the Patreon, we'll send you the relocation guide and the video for the ISS sign up. I've already done it. It's there. Congrats on your 1-year anniversary. First time visiting your channel. Did you retire after moving abroad? No, we retired before we moved abroad.
We forced retirement.
Yeah, we just quit.
Yeah. And it's been great.
Yeah, if it's your first time here, just quick recap. I came up with an idea and said, hey, let's move outside the country and quit our jobs. She was with it. And
here we are.
We picked the country and bam, here we are. We quit, sold everything. And here we are. I think actually I linked in the description of this live stream the playlist that shows our process for leaving.
I think if you're going to relocate or if you're going to go anywhere abroad, just go with an open mind and, just try to leave. What is it? Your biases.
Leave the nonsense back
and stuff. Yeah.
In another country. Where it doesn't matter which country you leave it, just leave it somewhere.
Yeah.
and come with something new.
Yeah. Come open-minded and try the food. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. The food is amazing.
Yeah. Try to be part of the culture, if you can. I can't understand if you want to come here and just hate the people for whatever reason. So why come here? Try to enjoy the culture and be a part of it where you can.
And meet new people.
Meet locals. Not just other expats. Meet locals.
I mean, you can meet other expats, but they can give you resources and stuff like that. But also meet locals here. They're very friendly and welcoming.
Yeah, they're pretty. The locals are really awesome, actually. Is the humidity as such in Salinas that you have to worry about your belongings while you're gone? Yes. Yes. So, real quick, even when it's really cool, there's a lot of moisture in the air, but during the cool months, when the sun really came out, that's when you felt the humidity because the sun was kind of bright and it got a little warm. You could feel the humidity. But during the winter months, like 6 months of the year,
it was kind
it
of
was
cool.
kind of cool.
But
and,
if your
you know,
stuff is in a dark area, you know, you can find like my shoes. Some of my sandals had mold on it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moisture in the air.
And my jacket had. So
Yeah.
we just get the spray.
Yeah, the spray and like this powder here. They sell it every store. That stuff, it keeps away like fungus, and the spray is really good. You spray something, even if it has the mold on it, just goes away.
Yeah, so it's really convenient.
Yeah, especially with like shoes and stuff like that. So yes, that is a thing, and it's salt air right here. So also like, you know, things that aren't stainless steel will get like rust on them.
And
so that was actually a really good question.
Thank you. Excellent advice.
Oh, how safe do we feel in Salinas? We feel pretty safe. You know, we don't do a lot of like unsafe stuff to begin with.
Well, you don't have to do unsafe stuff.
Well, yeah, something can happen to anyone.
Yeah. We don't do a lot of walking around anyway. When we're going somewhere, we're going somewhere. Yeah. And we're coming back. We don't just prolong, hang around the beach or just walking anywhere. We always have a purpose of where we're going. Yeah.
We just take like regular precautions, like most of the precautions you take in the United States if you're in somewhere where it was maybe unfamiliar or whatever. But no, we don't personally feel unsafe. We really thank everyone that came. Yes. And everyone that joined us. We really appreciate it. We really enjoyed our last year here. Hopefully we'll come back for the 2-year live stream. Yeah.
On to new and better things. Yes.
Yeah, I feel safe walking the dog.
People walk dogs.
I can look out here, people walking dogs all day.
And the dogs walk dogs. Yeah. They walk themselves.
Yeah, there's people walking dogs all night. So, yeah, thanks. If you don't already subscribe to our channel. Hit the thumbs up, like, and
share with others. Let them, you know, if anyone you know that maybe want to relocate, whether it's Ecuador or anywhere else, and they want to know, have some questions, please just send them our way.
Yep. So, click any of the links down in the description if you want to see our past videos. And thanks a lot. Thank you, Kat. Blessings on our journey. Really appreciate it. So, once again, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.